Hello and welcome back to the course on Tableau. And today we're talking about a new and exciting feature in Tableau 9, which is called the Data Interpreter. And as we discussed previously, we already know that machine and human format for data is a bit different. So let's go ahead and have a look at how Tableau can help us overcome these challenges that occur when we're trying to import human-like data into software like Tableau. So first of all, we're going to need our browser. And in our browser, we're going to go to superdatascience.com/Tableau, scroll down to the bottom. Here at the bottom, you can see a file which is called Personal Vehicle Sales Global. Let's go ahead and download that. All right, saving that file. That's good. And now I'm going to open the folder. There it is. So where's our file? Personal Vehicle Sales Global. Just drag that into Excel. And there we go. So this is what our file looks like. It's a report showing how the sales of vehicles, personal vehicles, have been growing or changing through the past couple of years. And so how many years do we have here? 10 years. And you can see here, these numbers represent the total number of vehicles sold. So these are not dollars, these are actual numbers. So for instance, in Austria in 2014, there was about 303,000 personal vehicles that were sold. And as you can see, the format of this spreadsheet is very much oriented at humans. And it's funny saying humans. I'm not a robot. It's very much oriented at us humans. So here, the grade ones, you can see these are approximate numbers, so estimated figures. Here, there's like a legend, a little bit of a legend up there. And right away, you can see like there's a header, as we discussed. There's this top row scrolls along, top 5 rows scroll along. That's because it's easy for us to navigate that way. What else? So here we've got some totals. For instance, Europe, or let's have a look at this one, NAFTA, so the North American Free Trade Agreement, that's Canada, Mexico, United States. So you can see these totals, which will obviously jump into our data, and we don't want that. Then just America, the totals for the whole of America, including NAFTA and the Central and South America. And then there's like empty rows all over the place. What else do we have here that can be a problem? Here we've got all the countries total after an empty row, then some comments over here with stars. You will also notice, it took me a while actually to see this one, is that there's hidden columns in here, and you often forget about those. So if we unhide, you'll see that there's actually 3 hidden columns here, and that can also interfere with our data input when we do start doing it. So this is quite a challenging file, as you can see, for a machine to comprehend. Let's go ahead and see how Tableau is going to handle it. So I'm just going to close the file for now. No, actually, I'll keep it open because we might need to have a look at it. So I'm going to open up Tableau. And here we've got all our beautiful spreadsheets or tabs and worksheets that we've been working on. So we're going to go to Connect to New File, Excel. Here we've got the file, Personal Vehicle Sales Global. Open it up. And right away, we've got this preview at the bottom. So let's zoom in a little bit. We can see here that everything is completely mixed up. So instead of the column names are like random, F1, F2, F3, and then this one has a name. Then it's some random names and some empty columns, estimated figures. You remember that piece of color legend that we had with one item. Then we've got the regions, countries, which are actually years. Regions, countries in this column, then years in here as part of the data element. So completely messed up data. It shouldn't be like that. So what we're going to look at now is a Tableau Data Interpreter. And that's a new feature in Tableau 9. Well, it was introduced in Tableau 9. And what it does is it allows Tableau to help you kind of understand what's going on in the data, or kind of like it allows Tableau to be smart about what it can see in the data. So here you can see a comment saying that data doesn't look right, ? Tableau Data Interpreter might be able to help. So why don't we go ahead and click turn on for that feature. And so what happens now is the data is changed. Now we've got regions, countries as the name of this column, which kind of sounds about right. Names of these columns include both the year, which is right. So if we go back to our data set here, you'll see that the names of the columns are actually years. but also include a number, which is not correct. And then we've got some numbers. It still has the totals, which is not good, but already a bit better. So let's try to understand what happened here. What we're going to click on is this button here, Review Results. And once we click it, a new spreadsheet is going to be open for us. So this spreadsheet pops up. Basically, what it's showing us is it's got some descriptions here, but the main tab that you want to look at is the second tab. And it's a description of what Tableau saw. So we're going to zoom in a little bit. I'm going to make this a bit wider. So, whoa, that's a bit too wide, I guess. So what Tableau is telling us here is it's telling us what exactly it saw in the data. So Tableau is saying, all right, these red ones, so Tableau completely ignored these white cells. Then these red cells, as you can see here, Tableau is saying that's a header. I will look at that as if it's a header. And that's why in our data, in our preview of our data, we can see a combined date and a number, because Tableau said, okay, so that's a header, I'll just combine the two. Combine. And so that's how it created the header. And then it's got these green cells, which it considered to be data, which is correct to some extent. Some of these do have to be omitted because they're totals. And then as you can see, it ignored the comment at the end with this asterisk. So that's a good start. So we now know Tableau can do a bit of work for us. Let's help Tableau out a little bit as well. So I'm just going to close that because we don't need that. Now we're going to close this as well. We'll redo that in a second. So what we're going to do now is we're going to adjust this file so so Tableau can actually work with it. So it can't do all of the work for us, but it definitely can do quite a lot of it. So what we're going to do to start off with is we obviously need to delete these totals because they're just remaining in our data and they're not being removed, which is not good. But before we delete them, as soon as we delete the totals, as you can imagine, we will lose information on, so if I delete these rows like this, we lost information on which region this was. So this is Europe new members. We want to keep that information. So we're going to add a column on the left here. So I basically pressed Ctrl+Shift+, or you can just right click and insert. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the region name here. Got to copy it. So this is just an example of how to quickly fix up your data before importing into Tableau. Africa, and then we don't need that. So next what we're going to do is we need to obviously copy down. Remember we talked about this, so we need to copy down the name of the region for these empty cells as well. So you can just double click and it'll copy until the next one, or you can drag and it'll copy. This is basic Excel stuff. What I like to do is I like to select all my cells that I need to copy, including the top one. And then if you press Ctrl+G on your keyboard and you select go to, then you click special and you go to blanks, okay? And now you click enter this, and then instead of pressing enter, you press Ctrl enter, then it'll do the whole job for you. So as you can see, Europe new members, Russia, NAFTA, and so on. So now all we have to do is Ctrl copy this, and then I'll basically paste values. And now we don't have the formula, we have values. Perfect. And what that means is now we've got these copied. Now we can get rid of these totals. So I'm just going to Ctrl- these. So I'm basically deleting these rows with the totals. So be careful here because there's some empty ones here. South America, there's another two. There we go. Destroy everything. All right, so that's all deleted. Now we only have our countries and the region that they're from, and of course the data over here. And that's pretty much it. You just have to obviously give this one a name. So let's call it regions, and here we'll just leave countries. All right, so that's our file. We fixed it up. It doesn't even matter that we've got this empty row here. Tableau will take care of the rest. So let's go ahead and save that. That's saved. Now open up Tableau as well. And we're going to go to Excel, personal vehicle sales global. There we go. And once again, problems. So Tableau is, it can see these empty columns. It doesn't have all the names. Turn on data interpreter. And voila, much better right away. So this empty column is still here because I think there's like a value in one of the rows. So we're just going to click it and click hide. And perfect. So now we can see the region, the country, the sales of the number of vehicles sold in that specific year. 1 second. Okay, so that's good. Now what we want to do is we want to review results. Just have a look at what Tableau did exactly. There it is. So if you go to the second tab, you'll see that this is the header for Tableau, which is correct. Then from here onwards, it's the data rows. So the first thing I was a bit concerned with is, did it pick up this empty row as a row of data? But in reality, if we count the rows here, there's 144. And now if we go back to Tableau, it will tell us that there's 144 rows here. So it basically picked it up as a data row, but because it was empty, it completely ignored it. And so that's how the data interpreter in Tableau works. It can definitely save you some time, and because it cuts out these headers for you, ignores blank rows and so on. It doesn't do all the work, but at the same time, it can help you. It can nudge you in the right direction. If you import data, you check what the data interpreter looked at and saw, and then you correct it a little bit, and then you send it back into Tableau again. Then Tableau can really help you out and do the remaining groundwork for you, so you can import the data into Tableau. In the next tutorial, we will look at another cool element of importing data, and that will be pivoting data. So that'll be fun, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, happy analyzing.